Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, respected brothers and sisters in Islam and in Iman. Today's khutbah will be under the title, The Confession of a British Feminist Lead to Say That the World is in Need for Islam. A few days ago, specifically on the 19th of May, suppose 11 days ago, the Daily Mail in the UK published an article by a very well-known feminist. She's 53 now. She decided to speak the truth after she experienced something. Now, I personally feel in sympathy with her, with millions like her. But we need to take a lesson. Let's use a British feminist who was very proud of applying feminism and to see, is it true that really the world, the entire globe is in need for Islam or not? Now, I will be reading part of her article. Her article about 1,500 words, which is very long. I picked and chose about 800 words, with about 2.5 pages, because it's very long. So I will be picking and choosing part of the article, which I need just to prove my case. Now, she says, the main title, I'm single, childless, and alone. This is a title. Another title, Feminism has failed me and my generation, writes Petronella White. Petronella White. She says now, I'm quoting, every Monday, I meet with a group of female friends in London restaurant. We sit at a table near the window and discuss our lives. We have many things in common. Look now, focus. We have many things in common. We are all in our mid-50s and highly educated career women. But there is a vacuum in our lives. Faragh. There is a vacuum in our lives. We are all single and childless. Put a red line under childless. Mid-50s, highly educated, vacuum, living alone, and there is no children and no family. She's saying. She continues. Now, before I continue the quotation from her article, when I started reading the article, the first thing came to my mind, subhanallah, is قول الله تعالى سنريهم آياتنا في الآفاق وفي أنفسهم حتى يتبين لهم أنه الحق أولم يكف بربك أنه على كل شيء شهيد. Allah says, we will show them, and note that Allah was addressing Muhammad and the Sahaba and the Muslims, and He says, show them. So the indication of the ayah is for the non-believers. That will show you, show them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is doing what we call in the Islamic terminology, iqamatul hujjah, establishing the argument, which means we will make it clear in front of their eyes and their hearts and their feelings that this is the truth, which is the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah says, we will show them our signs in the universe and within themselves, that I need. Within themselves, and we are talking about a confession about herself now. Within themselves until it becomes clear to them that this Quran and this religion is the truth. Is it not enough that your Lord is a witness over all things? Allah is aware of all things, and He is the one who sent the revelation which contains this Quran and the prophetic true sound sunnah to guide us. We are not lab rats, we human beings. We are not lab rats. We are not supposed to be part of experiments of east, west, north, south. Then 50 years later, oh, sorry, it was not right for us. What about the millions who lost their lives? What about the millions who suffered for tens of years? Oh, sorry, let's try another experiment. And, you know, the only one who's gaining from this is Mr. Iblis. Definitely. We are all losers. Unless those who connect themselves with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The rest will be Iblis just playing games with them through his agents. This is literally, not metaphorically. When I say Iblis is playing game, I mean it literally. Because we know what Allah told us. It's not an ijtihad. I'm not doing some kind of, trying to conclude because I'm clever. No. Allah said it clearly. Ya Iblis ma mana'ak. Why? Lam akun li asjuda li basharin khalaqtahu. Arrogant. Racist. Hate us. وبعزتك. By you, O my Lord. لأغوينهم أجمعين ولا أتينهم من بين أيديهم من خلفهم عن أيمانهم عن شمالهم. I will do everything if you allowed me to delude them, to deceive them. إن عبادي, Allah replied, إن عبادي ليس لك عليهم سلطان. Look, cursed Iblis, my servants, you have no authority. إلا, look now, من اتبعك, except those who decided to follow you. من اتبعك. It's my decision if I want to follow, and I can say no for Iblis. Let's continue now. I just put it as an introduction. What came to my mind as the beginning when I was reading, and I repeat, Wallahi, I make dua for her and son because they were lost, they were deceived. That's why they need our Islam. That's why. That's why even though one of the biggest attack against Islam is through the gate of women. When you go to wherever, any debate about Islam, what is the highest, let's say the highest level of discussion or the best topic to be used always? Women. Women in Islam, women in Islam. Women, they have women rights, you have no problem. You oppress them, oppression of women, they wear the hijab, men, they don't wear the hijab. You do dispute the wealth, such and such, you have polygamy, something. All the time, east, west, north, south, they are provoking women against their religion. Yet 75% of reverts on earth are women. It's mind-blowing. Give me an explanation for this. Why? If the biggest attack against Islam is against women, women's rights in Islam, yet the majority, the overwhelming majority, 75%, especially in the West, they are women. They come to Islam. What does this mean? Once they discover the reality, no decision except revert to Islam. That's why we need to keep talking about the product that we have. It's not because we are something. The product, it's Allah's product. It's revelation. It's a divine preserved product, which is the guidance, Quran and Sunnah. Simply, very simple. Let me continue now reading. Now she says, I increasingly feel, as do many of my intimates, that feminism has failed our generation. I grew up with its beliefs. No, strike that. I was force-fed them. She's giving a confession now. I was force-fed. Make an analogy now about what we are living now. Make an analogy as a Muslim. I was force-fed by force. Nagging, 24/7, boom, 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 boom. Oh, this is the best. No, it's not the best. No, we are not lab rats. I repeat. No. She's admitting now. Now, no, strike that. She said, I grew up with its beliefs. No, strike that. Forget it. I was force-fed them. I'm quoting now. This is not my word. This is not a Muslim sheikh, a backward sheikh who's saying that. This is a highly educated British feminist. Petronella White. Go and read Daily Mail, her article on the 19th of, and go and have the full article, because I just picked some of it, because it's very long, as I told you. She continues, the feminism I was spoon-fed in my youth made the error of telling members of my sex to behave and think like men, writes Petronella White. Continues, another paragraph, at my private school, St. Paul's, we children of Thatcher, Margaret Thatcher, the Iron Woman, was a prime minister of the UK for 20 years. They used to call her Al-Mar Al-Hadidiyya, the Iron Woman. Wow, she was a role model for them. She says, at my private school, St. Paul's, we children of Thatcher were similarly educated out of marriage and femininity. She said in the article, but I did not quote it, that she had the privilege to sit with Thatcher because her father, her father, Petronella, he was a politician and he had a good relation with Margaret Thatcher at that time. So she was raised up in a political environment, high prestige environment, highly educated. She was not prevented from anything. She was enjoying her life. But she was not aware that what she was spoon-fed was not necessarily of benefit for her. Simply because we human beings, we have defects. We keep trying. Then we feel, oh, it's a mistake, sorry, okay. What about the great loss? Who cares? Khalas. Let them go to hell. Who cares? No, that's why we do not have this kind, the just right and error, right and error. No. We have a divinely designed, pure from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Simply just apply it and you will achieve happiness in this dunya and the hereafter. She continues. One of my unmarried school friends recalls, my teachers made me feel as if marriage was shameful. Marriage was shameful. To know how important it is to take care of the concept of family, you Muslims. By the way, we are the last shield against destruction of family on earth for humanity, the last. Because no one has the power to protect the family except Muslims now, because of our system, because it's a divine system, because it's Allah who decided to tell us وَقَدْ أَخَذْنَا مِنْكُمْ مِيثَاقًا غَلِيظًا وَقَدْ أَفْضَى بَعْضُكُمْ إِلَى بَعْض. Very sacred. Be careful. Count to 10 before hurting. Count to 10 on both of you. And it's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said, لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا, to find the comfort, the solace, the peace of mind with your spouses. It's just in Islam. We are not enemies. Men and women are not enemies in Islam. They complete each other. So that's why the importance of why the people, they need the Islam. So she said, one of my unmarried school friends recalls, my teachers made me feel as if marriage was shameful. My English mistress, another friend, which is teacher, once teased me for looking at a bridal magazine, but then she was an arch feminist to demonize men all the time. Men are your enemies, men are your enemies, men are your enemies. Okay, the end result, she's living alone now. No children, no family, fully depressed. She does not know what to do. And some of them, according to another articles, they have a lot of suicidal thoughts. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Now I will highlight how we Muslims look to this, but I'm just quoting here now, just to feel. And I keep making dua for all those people, wallahi, to know the truth. She continues, we both recall being told that Paulinas do not cook, which means women should not cook. Shame on you. I don't cook. Don't cook? Who's supposed to cook? Your kids, yani? Who's supposed to cook? The man who's working 12 hours outside? They're trying to destroy the image, to demonize this kind that's called traditional. Who told you that everything traditional is bad? This is a problem happened sometimes in the West, should not be globalized against humanity. Anyway, we both recall being told that Paulinas do not cook, they think. This is all very well when you are young and aspire of greatness, but not all girls, look now, not all, she discovered, not all girls grow up to be executives or high court judges. She's saying, you must be CEO, you must be CFO, you must be executives. In reality, do majority of women are executives, or it's the job of most likely? No, they are not. 1,000%, 10,000%. Why you are stealing from them one of the most important beloved things to their nature, which is to be a mom. The most for a female is to be a mother. Ya Allah, what does it mean to be a mother? No one sacrifices between human beings and other one like the mother for her. So this feeling, she will be deprived from it. She will not know what does it mean to hold a human being inside yourself, in the womb. She will be deprived from knowing how to take care of someone else, to sacrifice. How all of your life will be for someone else. Your humanity will not be completed, maybe, unless you become a mother and a father, wallahi. So she's deprived from this. She was, this beautiful right by nature was taken from her. Be careful. All men are evil. Don't be married. Just your job, your career, your money, your independence. Ended up, as she's saying, sitting alone, childless, fully depressed. This is the end result. So let's take a lesson. She continues, where, for instance, does it leave women like us when we have reached our mid-50s and find ourselves alone? One of the chief causes, she says, of unhappiness is the feeling that one is unloved. But if you are living alone, no father, no mother, no husband, no kids, no grandsons, no granddaughters, where does the love come from? People in the street, you think they will take care of you? Who cares? This is a materialistic world. Who cares? And you are above 50. Men will not look at you. Simple equation. It's a mathematical equation. Now she's realized this after 30 and 40 years of her life. She said, one of the chief causes, I repeat, of unhappiness is the feeling that one is unloved, whereas companionship and the feeling of being loved promotes happiness more than anything else. Being loved is one of the biggest, most strong factors of happiness. Being loved, that someone cares about you. And by the way, we as Muslims, because by default we come from families, normally by default we don't appreciate the ni'mah that you are living in. Just try to imagine, close your eyes, imagine that your father does not exist, ever. And your mother does not exist. And by default, your paternal, maternal aunts and uncles, they do not exist. And you are just living in the middle of nowhere. No one cares about you. No one worked to take care of your fees. No one breastfed you. No one tried to delete these memories and look at yourself in your imagination. Wallahi, I challenge you, you can't continue. We'll say, that's no, I don't even imagine it. This is by default, we have it, not because we are unique. No, it's because of Allah, because of the system for the family. Otherwise, if it's up to us as individuals, why should I? Why? If there is no ajr and thawab and haram and halal, why not to enjoy it? If I'm earning 15 or 20,000 a month, logically, in a materialistic world, shall I be paying 18,000 of them for my kids because 4 of them in universities? Or to buy a very beautiful Bentley or Ferrari? What is more appealing to me? The Ferrari definitely is more. Definitely. To go to South America, to the shores of Hawaii, for example, or what is it, Hawaii or whatever. It's much more. Why should I? Because I'm seeking ajr. Why? Because I want to go to the Jannah. This is, or otherwise, I'm supposed to be enjoying myself. Khalas, I'm working since 35 years. Who cares? Let them take, which is what's happening now in other societies. This is exactly that's why ties are broken. I continue now. She says, now 1 in 10 British women in their 50s has never married and lives alone, which is neither pleasant nor healthy. Neither pleasant nor healthy. My friend Sally, she's talking about one of her friends, my friend Sally, a lovely 55-year-old with eyes the color of Audio Nile, like the Nile River, once said to me, she's quoting Sally now, quote, I constantly feel unwanted as a woman because feminism taught us that the traditional female was a stereotype invented by men to keep us down. Wow. No. Allah created us with different roles so that we complete each other, or we are not competing each other, we are not fighting. This is Islam. But other ideologies, be careful. Men, they want to let you down. This is traditional. Don't like him. Don't marry. Don't work. Don't. But they don't mind if she go to the work and she's under the supervision of a man. Who invented this? Men themselves. To have more tax, more money, more working, and more control for women. They are not realizing that. Subhanallah. Now, accordingly, I was anti-men to the point of driving them away. Now I'm paying for this. Now, 55, I'm paying for this. If you spoke with her in mid-20s, you backward Muslims. You know, please don't speak about women's rights. You are the last person to speak about. Sister, wallahi, it's for your benefit. In Islam, you are not sexual objects. Hijab is not to restrict you. It's just to give an idea that you are highly protected in the street. No one should deal with you as a sexual object. The hijab is to tell everyone in the street that you have to respect me according to my humanity, my personality, my character, not according to how short my skirt is. This is one of the messages of the hijab as an act of worship. It's not a symbol. No, it's not a symbol. Hijab is not a symbol. It has a function. It works to restrict that you should not be viewed as a sexual object. No. You are a highly respected person. Go and expose your sexuality in the halal area. Period, and that's it. That is out of respect for humanity. But many people that try to destroy the image of these beautiful beings not to be conveyed to the sisters. She continues, according to a recent study by an American medical institute, loneliness is the leading cause of depression among middle-aged females. Number one, loneliness. Ya Habibi, look at the Islamic tradition because of Islam. Mid-50s, mid-60s, many of them, they are grandmothers for an average 20 to 40 grandsons and daughters. She's kicking them away. روحوا عني, يلا, I just want to have just a spare time to sit alone. Loneliness is not recognized in her life. 40 grandsons and daughters. Hello, marhaba sitti. Hello, marhaba jidda. Hello, marhaba. We want to visit you. This one comes to the dinner, this one to the supper, this one is taking care of her. Where's loneliness? Does not exist. Look what the Americans, according to a recent study by an American medical institute, loneliness, I repeat, is the leading cause of depression among middle-aged females. I should know, as I recently feel prey to the unforgiving maw of mental illness. That's why it's a confession. She did not write it as a confession. It's my wording. I called it a confession. She said, they failed me. She continues, many of my single friends suffer from depression, springing from a solitary existence that would be eschewed by a race of alley cats. It's really, she continues, feminism kept drumming into my head, you know, boom, boom, like that. Financial independence was the ideal. But in practice, it does not happen unless you are managing a hedge fund or are able to write best-selling novels. How many of them they can do it? Look to the beauty of Islam. Every single male in your circle, it's fard, mandatory to him to pay all of your living expenses. Your father, your son, your husband, your uncle. It's haram if they do not pay. They are sinful. They have to take care of you as a female. While she said, just independent. Depends on what. That's why in Islam, men and women, they complete each other. They don't fight and compete. We don't have competition between men and men. Please fix it in your mind. Teach it to your kids. Let them be ready, because this will destroy. These ideas are spread nearly everywhere. Our daughters and sons, they are not far from these ideas. This is what they are spoon-fed in the social media. So the fact that you are praying here does not mean my daughter and your daughter and my son, they are angels. Now they might be, you know, spoon-fed the same ideas, the same, especially your daughters, our daughters. It's very dangerous. Now, she said, feminism kept drumming into my head that financial independence was the ideal, but in practice, it doesn't happen. She continues, equally, depressingly many single women feel they have failed at life. Far from empowering us, feminism has made us insecure. Insecurity, al-aman. The most important demand from my experience when I was giving special training course about how to match with your spouse. When I made surveys and the literature that I've read the last 20 years, the most important element for female in any relation is to feel secure. Number one, to feel secure. So she said, feminism has led us to made us insecure. My career has stalled. I've never married and I feel worthless as a person. This is the end result. Big CEO, going at home, stay alone. 12 hours, then go to work. Paperwork, computer, go alone, eat alone, go to bed alone, go to work, computer, go to him, sit alone. Okay, are you financially independent? Yes. Are you happy? No. Do you know what happiness is? Sorry, no. This is how we should be viewing the reality. I've never married and I feel worthless as a person, observes my pretty 53-year-old friend Rachel. She's quoting Rachel. General self-confidence comes more than anything else from being accustomed to receiving love, particularly from the opposite sex. The woman with a husband and children accepts their affection as a law of nature, but it is of great importance to her mental health and success. In the last two paragraphs, then I will start just giving a quick messages from Islam as a comparison. The feminism I was spoon-fed in my youth made the error of telling members of my sex to behave and think like men. It is a big mistake. This error was a grave one, and women like me are paying for it, like gamblers in a casino that has been fixed. Finally, she said, it's time for a cultural reset. It may be too late for me and my friends. خلاص, we lost. راحت علينا. It may be too late for me and my friends, but feminism should not be allowed to ruin the lives of future generations as well. In the quotes. As I told you, I quote about maybe 60-70% of her article. This is very famous, very tough, well-known feminist for maybe about 30 years. She's admitting now, failed me, I'm lost, but please don't go to the same experience. But from one angle, let's protect our kids. From another angle, let us make them aware of what we have. We have solution. What kind of solution we have? As I said at the beginning, we are not lab rats. We should not be allowing some certain groups of people to do their experiments on us. Quickly, communism. When it started, Bolshevik Revolution 1917 in Russia. It was completely failed and collapsed 1991, about 70 years. Mr. Stalin, he has just killed 80 million Russians from different ethnic groups and religions, 80 millions to establish communism. Who will pay for this loss? Then in 1991, the perestroika of Gorbachev, they discovered, oh, we've made a mistake. طيب. Arab nationalism, Abdel Nasser and the other people like him, Sykes-Picot, we should be proud of our nationality, وطنية, our land, we should be fighting everyone. طيب. They spread hatred. They make Muslims hate each others. Arabs themselves, they are with their neighbors, with their cousins, they all fight all the time for tens of years. Hizb al-Ba'ath in Syria, it's one of the funny things. The Renaissance Party, which should be, you know, Ba'ath. It's the Ba'ath of the Ummah al-Arabiya, Arab nations. On the passport of the Iraqi, you know, nationality, it was written, you are not allowed to go to Syria. In the Syrian passport, you are not allowed to go to Iraq. They were the highest level of enemies with each other. And both of them, they believe in what they called al-Ba'ath al-Arabi, the Renaissance of Arabs. The same thing, Abdel Nasser for Arab nationalism. The same thing, you know, they are doing experiment, Nazism. Hitler in his time and the Nazism in Germany, they were highly advanced in technology, high in industry. And they caused humanity the death of just 52 millions of human beings. Who will pay for that? How many people are killed because they were trying a new experiment? Communism, nationalism, whatever ism. No, Habibi. You know the difference between all of these isms and Islam? They are human-made. And they deal with us, in many cases, like lab rats. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not, play these games. Allah is not using the try and error. Oh, this is nice, yalla, let's apply. No, Habibi, no. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Al-Alim, Al-Hakim, the most wise, the all-knowing. He knows exactly what is the best for us. Period. That's it. Do it and that's it. Khalas. Just fulfill your mission in this dunya and go to the akhirah and close the file. Don't keep, no, look, she's 53 now. Now she discovered that feminism failed her. What's next? Khalas, I'm a loser. What shall I do? No family, no marriage, no pregnancy, no kids, no thinking. Okay, what's the solution? May Allah forgive you. At least, as we say, please connect yourself with your Lord to live and to go to the akhirah with full satisfaction of your Lord. But in this dunya, khalas, full failure. This is what she is saying. Look to the advantage of Islam. It's not based on a human experience. It's a divine system. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُم مِّنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَكُم مَّوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. It wipes out all kind of ideologies. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and one of his signs is that he created for you spouses from among yourselves so that you may find comfort in them. Look, comfort, spouses, comfort, peace, tranquility. We are not competing. And he has placed between you compassion and mercy, not enmity and, competition. No, surely in this are signs for people who reflect. So therefore, please, before I finish, always keep in your mind, men and women in Islam, they complete each other, they don't compete, no competition. Everyone has his own track. But the beautiful thing, look in Islam. قال المرأة بنتا تدخل أباها الجنة. When she's a young girl, she will be the main reason for her father to go to the Jannah, according to many hadith. طيب. If she's a mother, الجنة تحت أقدامها. The paradise is underneath. قال her feet, subhanallah. طيب. As a wife, قال if she was the good wife for her husband, تدخل من أي أبواب الجنة شاءت. Just choose which door of the Jannah she will go. طب when she became a grandmother, she's a queen. 20 to 40 servants, just حاضر. Yes, sir. We are ready just. What do you need? Health, medical, money, time, spending, and 40 of their grandsons. Who can afford this? Which country can afford bringing 20 to 40 persons for free to take care of an elderly rather than going to retirement house and feel lonely and may just pass away without anyone knows about him or her? This is Islam, and this is why we keep saying humanity is in need for Islam. Who should tell them this? You and me. Number one, by applying Islam. Being proud of Islam, understanding Islam, talking about Islam. By this, we will be doing the attitude of gratitude for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the fact that He blessed us with this great religion.